competition, Class A regional contest featuring the Queen Hawks and the home team of Baldwinsville Bees. The Queen hosts Baldwinsville School District in conjunction with the U.S. Football National Basketball Team promote their special sponsorship from all athletes, coaches, and spectators. Additionally, we expect to promote a positive environment so we may all enjoy winning competition. We make all those today's contest possible, especially our officials. We have said we'll be loud, be proud, and be positive. Let the players play the coaches, coach, and the officials appreciate. And we want our guys to support the game hosts and Baldwinsville, while everyone watching the game remotely, we wish all the participants good luck in today's game. At this time, the table, please rise and remove your hats. You should raise your right hand over your heart from the seat. Our national anthem. For these that are recording the CNS High School course, sing your anthem today. And starting left, first one is the Queen Hawks. Sophomore number 3, Luke Foley. Junior number 4, Ian Crane. Senior representative Ben Woodhouse. Junior number 11, Mikey Giovanni. Junior number 12, Chris Grimaldi. Senior number 16, Eric Razor. Senior number 18, Nick Horty. Senior number 19, Roy Kelly. Senior number 22, Luca Neely. And senior number 22, Ian Hawks. The Hawks are led by Division Chris Rose, John Carroll, and Claude Trina.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here live from Michael J. Bragman Stadium on the North Star Network. My name is Owen O'Keefe. alongside John Leasing. Today we have the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Class A Boys Lacrosse West Region opening the Section 4 Corning Painted Post Hawks and the Section 3 Baldwinsville Bees. This is round one of the two games we have today. After this, at 3 p.m., we have Vestal from Section 4 and West Tennessee Wildcats of Section 3 for the Class B West Regional.
Oh, and this should be a really good game. I got to tell you, Beeville traveled well right down the street. It's a beautiful day here. We're at a nice crisp 65 degrees. We got a full side right in front of us with Beeville, and here's my keys to the game. First, for Corning Painted Post, you need to control the pace. Beeville controls the pace, and they like to throw you off, and they keep you on D. They need to control the pace. Next, win the face-off battle, as they're about to do now. You're going up against Jacob Chiz, an All-American in the face-off circle. It's going to be tough, but it's doable. And finally, hang with the best. Beeville is the best team in Section 3. They got to hang with the best.
Will be Luca Neely and Jake Chiz for this opening face-off. And Chiz comes away with that one cleanly, and they'll get things started here. They open things up, swinging it over to Carson Dill.
And my other keys to the game for Baldwinsville, you need to keep Hollenbeck hot. He has 14 goals in sectionals. This man is red hot. Next, you got to stay dominant on the face-off, as we saw early on. Jacob Chiz, 172 face-offs. That is how Baldwinsville beats you. And finally, just stay hot. They've won 7 straight since their loss to Victor, who lost in the Section 5 Class B championship. But Beeville's one of the best teams in the state, and they're probably going to make it to championships.
As Dial rips one right over the top left shoulder of the goalie there, Eric Razor for Corning Painted Post, opening this game up. Dial with the goal.
Beautiful goal.
Amazing shot from Carson Dial, opening this game up. 1-0 Bees.
Dial, I got to say, Beeville is dialed in. Carson Dial with the goal. That was a beautiful shot by Dial. Great job to get Beeville on the board first.
Lynch with the assist there. As just 40 seconds in, Beeville lit things up. Let's see if Chiz can get another face-off win here over Neely and get Beeville's offense right back where they left off. And he will. Chiz run up the left side now.
Last time,
quick pass to Hollenbeck.
Last time I saw Chiz was in the section semifinals against Syracuse City, and he was dominant. He won every single face-off, I'm pretty sure, except for 2. So that is what makes Beeville the way that they are, Owen.
As here is Doyle taking things back out. Gets it over there. It's Leo Johnson. Now Hollenbeck on X. Come around the other way. Takes it back. Swings back to Leo Johnson. Now at the top, that's Trey Ordway. Opposite side, Keegan Lynch.
Lynch, another All-American for the Bees.
Ordway outside. Gives it back to Lynch. Lynch looking. He's going to go right back to Ordway. They're going to spin things back around the horn. Ordway at the top. Back right side to Lynch. He'll replace. Inside to Doyle, now to Ordway. Pass loose. Ordway is going to scoop that up and get around the pull for Corning. Ordway taking a dive inside, gets it out to Lynch. Looking inside. Looks for Leo Johnson. That one's blocked away by Eric Razor. Beeville gets the rebound, though.
Great save by Razor. Corning Painted Post head coach Chris Hogue told me that he has a 59% save percentage. That is pretty good. I think that's right around the average for high school.
Now there's Doyle working things back to Ordway. Back to the left side for Doyle. Doyle now Hollenbeck. Gets it on X. This is Keegan Lynch.
You can definitely tell Hollenbeck being tightly guarded.
Lynch gives to Johnson. Johnson back to Lynch on X. Lynch looking for inside, nothing to give to Quinn.
This Hawks defense has been tough in this possession, except for that one goal. They've been pretty solid so far.
As Lynch gets it outside to Doyle, he's forced way out by Luke Plumley.
Great defense by the long stick there.
Get it to Ordway, now to Hollenbeck.
That is how a long stick should defend. That's how Josh Kubala, a great All-American for the North Stars, does it.
They find Hollenbeck. That one's blocked off the stick of Razor. And there for Corning is Dylan Kennedy. So Corning will get their first look at possession here, try and get things across the midfield and then the offensive side.
Now, Owen, here's the thing about Baldwinsville. They have one of the most confusing defenses in high school lacrosse. They will change their defense on the fly, and they don't allow many goals. That's why their goalie doesn't have that many saves this year, because they're on offense the whole time, and they try to switch things up and trick you on defense.
As here is Wilcox. Gets it over. This is now Thomas. Gives to Grimaldi on X.
Grimaldi is one of their top scorers, 55 goals, 26 assists. He's committed to UMass as a junior. He's one of their best players on the team.
It's Ethan Hart.
He is an All-American, 52 goals, 12 assists. Ethan Hart committed to the 2022 Patriot League champion Boston U Terriers for next year.
Grimaldi guarded tightly here. Forced way out by Otts. Grimaldi trying to get inside, takes a shot, and that's right by the ankles of Nicholas Carey. And Corning painted post evens this game up at 1 apiece with 7:58 left to go in this first quarter.
That was a great goal by Grimaldi. That is just how you want to do it if you're Corning painted post. You waited. If you want to score on this Baldwinsville defense, you got to stay patient and wait, because that's how they get you. You got to have solid passing, because this defense switches it up, and that shot on goal, perfect.
And another thing with Beeville's goalies that you were talking about is that between Nicholas Carey and Mason Clark, the majority of the season, they split time, like split halves, like we saw with the FM goalies last season. But now with sectionals, head coach Matt Wilcox of the Beast is elected just to stick with Carey. And it's worked out in their favor for the 2 games as Chiz, unable to scoop this one up, takes it back, and eventually into the stick of Austin McClintock.
Great job by that long stick there.
As
Great defense
Doyle
by Corning.
now is a flip shot up to Hollenbeck. Now Beeville's offense can get settled in. Hollenbeck gives to Doyle. That pass almost fumbled. Gives to Quinn on X. Quick pass to Hollenbeck. Beeville offense moving the ball quickly.
You can see Razor in goal there, moving, because he almost intercepted that pass in goal. That's a great goalie move right there by Razor.
There's Lynch. Gives to Quinn on X. Back out to Lynch. Looking for Hollenbeck inside. They find him. Hollenbeck off the post. That ball is rebounded by Caden Cox. Still a fight for the ground ball.
Once
Looks
again,
like it will be Carson Dial coming away with this one. And now here is Hollenbeck once again.
the MVP.
Get it to Dial.
strikes
Dial
again.
rips one. That one's right into the net for the save for Eric Razor.
Once again, the MVP strikes again. The post robbed Ryan Hollenbeck of that goal. He's been red hot. 14 goals in sectionals. My goodness.
Now Corning's moving things up. Gives it back to Razor. He's way out from net. If he loses the ball here, that's trouble. Guarded tightly by Hollenbeck. Beeville's in a nice ride. Background ball is up into the attack. Still a fight for it to scoop up. This will be blown. Looks like that was sort of like how icing is called in hockey. I don't know the term for lacrosse. That's what it looked like there. Now Beeville gets the ball back. Here's Macknick.
That could have been an offsides on Corning painted post.
Now Macknick gets it up. He's got to get back so he can get a short stick up on the offensive attack. Beeville walking things up here. Get it to Ordway. Back to Lynch. Get it over to Dial.
Dial already has 1 goal. He has the only Baldwinsville goal so far.
Ordway gives to Lynch. Lynch now forced out by the pole. Gives inside to Doyle. Get another pass inside that one. Bobbled. Dial gets the rebound. Now back to Lynch. Back inside to Hollenbeck. He's forced by 4 black shirts to get out of that.
That was crazy
hole.
defense.
As
Oh,
Doyle rips a shot. That one's over the net. Off the back line, but Beeville was there to maintain the possession. Carson Dial the one for the Bees.
that was ripped. That was a great shot attempt by Trey Ordway. Just above the post, but that ball was screaming.
Get back to Lynch on post, but they get a quick pass inside. Looks like that was Colin Doyle. The alley-oop pass from Keegan Lynch right through the hole of the Hawks defense. And now Beeville gets that lead back up to 2-1. 5:32 remains in this first quarter. We got a back-and-forth barn burner type game here for the Class A West Regional.
Yeah, that was a great alley-oop. That was a 1-2 punch by Baldwinsville there on that goal. That was how you beat this Corning post. Corning painted post defense there. Beautiful job to get that shot in right behind net too. That assist, perfect job by Lynch and Doyle.
Chiz has not lost a face-off yet today. See if he can get another one. Looks like he will, as Jake Chiz is going to run things way back into the defense. Gets it up to McClintock. McClintock now past midfield. Gets it over to Leo Johnson. He's going to step back so Ordway can step forward. Off comes Penfeather Stevenson for Dial. Now here is Ordway to Johnson. It's now to Lynch. Lynch coming around. Sets himself up on X. Get this Bevo offense started once again. Gets to Dial. He looks. Not's going to shoot. Takes it back out to Ordway. Now here's Ryan Quinn. Back to Ordway.
Ordway forced way out by that Hawks defense.
Now to Hollenbeck. Now to Dial. They're going to reset, get to Lynch on X. Lynch gives it to Quinn. Now to Ordway. Corn doing a great job protecting the inside, but they get a look inside for Quinn. He falls to his feet, loses the ball. And that one will be scooped up.
That was a great job by that Hawks defense to stop Bevo, slowing things down a little bit. Oh, intercepted.
As that pass intercepted by Ryan Quinn. Bevo's got a little bit of a fast break here, but Ryan Quinn's going to elect to take things back out and reset once again.
He read that pass beautifully. Intercepts it. You know Bevo is probably going to get a goal off of this, and Coach Matt Wilcox is definitely very happy about that.
Ordway gives to Johnson. Left side to Dial. Hollenbeck on the outside of X. Goes opposite side to Quinn. Here's Lynch. Over to Ordway. He gives back. Lynch takes a step and feeds to Quinn on X. Back out to Lynch. Get inside to Quinn. He's forced out, losing his feet. He's going to give back to Lynch. Lynch's going to make his way towards X and give a little reset here.
You can see Hollenbeck trying to get the ball running through that corning painted post defense.
Lynch being very patient there, looking for a short, quick pass inside. But that one scooped up by the Hawks. Eventually will be getting to the stick of Luke Plumley. He sends one up to Dylan Kennedy. He catches. Kennedy now making his way through the midfield. He's on the attack.
And the ball looks like it will go back to Baldwinsville.
Now it's actually going to be a timeout by head coach Chris Hogue for Corning Painted Post. Both sides doing a great job so far defensively. Only 3 total goals through about 9 minutes. And Corning's doing a great job of not letting Bevo get the short, quick passes inside for basically the slam dunk plays right through the keeper, as they are just crashing the box basically, or crashing the crease.
Yeah, I have to say they've done a great job on defense. But Owen, one of the bright spots I've seen from this Hawks team is their long sticks. They've really been key in all of the takeaways that I've seen by Corning Painted Post. The ones who have been doing it is their long sticks. They have been playing excellent today. Their long sticks, Luke Plumley, Aiden Crane. Plumley's had a great game so far, and Beeville has been hot, but those long sticks have really kept the Bees in check so far.
The other thing I really noticed, they don't really run a lot of short stick middies. You have Aiden Crane and Luke Plumley both listed as LSMs on the roster, and I've seen them out and in the heat of things a majority of this time, basically meaning that Corning focuses a lot of defense and not so much offense. They're going to take 2 of their midfield positions and throw them right on the defensive end with that long sticks in their hands to mainly focus. They've only given up 2 goals to Bevo so far, which is shocking, I'd almost say, but we saw Bevo go scoreless in a quarter last week.
Yeah, in the sectional finals, Baldwinsville beat Liverpool 15-8, but Liverpool was very hot in that first quarter. And for Corning Painted Post, you said they focus more on defense. Yeah, you're right. In the Section 4 championships against Ithaca, they won 12-3, so they really focus on defense. But Ithaca, we saw Ithaca come here to CNS and play our North Stars, and Ithaca only scored 6 goals. So, I mean, they're not really a high-scoring team.
As here's Ben Wilcox. That ball poked away out of his stick by Colin Doyle. There's still a fight for the ground ball. McClintock trying to scoop this one up. McClintock hits the deck, and they're going to give the possession back to Corning. Starting this one off will be Ethan Hart.
Yeah, the Beeville student section and fans in front of us were not happy about that. That long stick for Baldwinsville. I think, yeah, you say it was Austin McClintock. He did a great job to stop that. But the
As
ball
Hart
goes to
hits the
Corning.
deck, he's in a tough position here. That ball will find the stick of Nicholas Carey. Now moving it up for the Bees is Dylan Wertheim. Wertheim gets a scoop pass over to Hollenbeck. And Wilcox is going to call a timeout there before things got ugly and a turnover. Great timeout by head coach Matt Wilcox.
Yeah, that was a great timeout. You saw things starting to get a little something starting to happen in front of that Hawks sideline. Just that's the ideal timeout. You want to separate things, stop it before it starts, but that was a tough physical play. And this game is going to be a very physical game from what we've seen early on. It's 2-1. We said this game, I thought coming in, Beeville would drop a lot of goals, and so would Corning. But it's really been a defensive battle. It's a physical battle. Which team is tougher? Who wants it more?
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, Johnny. As Beeville, the score's 2-1 right now. You got about 2 minutes left to go here in this first quarter. Beeville really low scoring so far today overall. Is they average about 13 a game. They only got 2 right now. That's just not what you'd want to see out of them. But Beeville's coming off, from my knowledge, at least their second straight sectional title.
Oh, yeah.
And then Corning coming off their third. As the winner of this game will play the winner of Fairport Section 5, Clarence Section 6.
Yeah,
that game should be going on right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that game is going on right now at Williamsville East High School. That's the nice thing. All 4 regional games today are going on at the same time. They all started at 12:30. Other games in the regionals. In the East Regional, you have Northport and Port Washington at Hofstra, and Scarsdale and Shenandoah at Shaker High. So some very good Class A schools competing today.
That's basically the Albany and the Long Island areas playing at the respective schools.
Yeah, you
close to them.
got the Western regional teams. You got Section 5, Fairport, around Rochester, Section 6, Clarence, around Buffalo area. They're playing in the Buffalo area. Corning Painted Post is the southern tier. Just missed. Corning Painted Post is that southern tier by Binghamton, that area. And Beeville, the Syracuse team, they're playing in the Syracuse area. Definitely, Corning Painted Post had about a 2-hour drive to get here. Baldwinsville just had a 15-minute drive down the road.
As Keegan Lynch does it himself, coming around X and fires one across the net by Eric Razor. That's now 3-1 Bees. Quick out of the Wilcox timeout. Bees go ready to fire, and it's Keegan Lynch, the points leader for the Bees.
That was a great shot by Baldwinsville, getting the lead back. And that was a great job to be unassisted, too.
Fairport is currently leading, if I'm looking correctly, at NFHS, 5-0 over Clarence.
Section 5, we always talk about it. Section 5 out by Rochester is a great lacrosse area. Corning Painted Post really beating Chiz, but Chiz comes out of there.
Yeah, the big sections you need to know for high school lacrosse in New York is 3, 5, and I want to say 11. 8. Thank you, Phil Blackwell. Section 8 is the one for Long Island.
Section 8, yeah, the Class A school from Section 8 is Port Washington.
Here's Ordway. Gets it over to Lynch. Beeville offense starting to come alive a little bit here. It's Ordway now. Gets it back from Dial. Lynch at the top, inside to Johnson, fires a low shot, blocked into the air. Almost in the stick of Dylan Kennedy. Goalie's way out of the crease. Ryan Quinn fighting for it. He comes away with it. He gets to Ordway. Ordway rips a shot, and Razor quickly back to make that save, and now Corning has a way to go now. It's Luke Plumley taking things through the midfield. 14 seconds, they've got to go. Plumley pressured by Johnson. He keeps going. Plumley's going all the way. He rips a shot. A little too strong off the deck. Will sail off the back line, sticking with Corning. 5.4 to go. It will be Ryan Weed to start things off here.
Corning has some
working
momentum.
in. He's got 3 seconds. Gets inside. Fires a shot. That one's blocked in by Nicholas Carey. It actually looks like they were going to call Corning in the crease. Nonetheless, first at the end of your first quarter, the Bees lead the Section 4 Corning Painted Post Hawks 3-1 through 12.
It's been that was a great first quarter. I came in and I'm like, this is going to be a good doubleheader. And my goodness, has it lived up to that hype. And we're only one quarter through game one. It's been a really great physical battle between Baldwinsville and Corning Painted Post. If this game keeps going, ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn and buckle up because this one's going to be fun.
Fun it has been so far, Johnny. It's through one. It's honestly looked, scoreboard obviously doesn't say it's even, but it's looked a pretty well even match. The Bees offense is obviously the best offense we've seen all year here on the North Star Network and in general in Central New York high school lacrosse. But Corning's defense has proved to be pretty solid, really crashing the crease, not letting much inside. But when Bevo gets things to shift and move, almost going against like a 2-3 zone defense in basketball, when you get things to shift and move around, that's when things are opening up, and that's what we've seen. That's where Bevo's, all three of the goals came from. You've seen the defense shift and get offset, which allowed the Bees to dive inside and get the easy shots. Not a single shot for Bevo today has been a hard shot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we've seen, like you were saying, it's even. But as any coach in any sport will tell you, the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story. These teams are evenly matched. I feel like we've got some good offense, we've got some good defense, and I really feel like if Corning Painted Post wants to narrow Baldwinsville's lead, they're really going to want to keep their long sticks. Like I've said, Luke Plumley, he's a sophomore. He almost got a goal. He ran the complete length of the field to the goal and almost got a goal there. He's been excellent so far and one of the big bright spots for this Hawks team.
Here's Chiz, wins that one with ease over Ethan Hart. They're actually immediately switching from Neely to a different player for Corning for the faceoffs as Chiz is just too much for them. Here's Penfeather Stevenson up. He's got to take things out.
Chiz is 6 for 6 on the faceoffs.
Gives in for Ordway. I don't think I've seen Chiz lose.
Oh, he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss.
As here's Lynch now. Gives over to Ordway. Back out to Lynch. Lynch taking his way towards X. Pulls it back out. Lynch gives to Quinn. He's on X. Gives back. Here's now Ordway. Swings left side to Dial. Now to Hollenbeck. Quinn on X. Gives back to Hollenbeck. Now Ordway at the top. Inside they fire a shot. That was Colin Doyle looking there, but Ryan Quinn will be the one to get that. It's now Quinn to Lynch.
Close.
Inside to Doyle. He gets another looking shot. Unable to finish off the back line. Quinn's there once again.
That was almost a highlight reel goal for Baldwinsville.
Hollenbeck gives to Quinn. Now to Lynch. Lynch over to Ordway. Gives back to Lynch. He looks, goes back in. At the top, Ordway spins back to his right. They're looking for Lynch. That pass blocked away. And chasing down for it will eventually be scooped up by Dylan Kennedy. Now Kennedy working into the attack.
Once again, we see a long stick. And the ball will go back to Baldwinsville.
Yeah, Corning called for an offsides there. Now here is Doyle. Doyle's going to get inside, rip a shot, top right corner. Colin Doyle opens this game up. It's now 4-1 Bees. Bees starting to pull away here. Cornings needs a face-off win, which is most likely unlikely when you're going against Chiz.
That was a great goal by Baldwinsville. I think that was Doyle, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Colin Doyle. And they're actually going to go back to Luca Neely give him another shot to try and beat Chiz. Chiz had trouble on a few faceoffs, but he's not lost one yet. And that's another faceoff win for the Bees. Leo Johnson scooping that one up. Ball didn't move from the middle. So now here's Leo Johnson. Gives to Ryan Quinn. Quinn now gives to Caden Cox. Starting quarterback for the Bees this last football season. We saw him here on the North Star Network a couple times.
CNS and Baldwinsville were in the sectional championships. Caden Cox knows how to play under that pressure. As Plumley.
Plumley forced way out by Lynch. He gets it to Razor. As Razor now getting around Kennedy, he gets a step. They're looking up there. Ryan Quinn deflects that one, and now he's moving up. Quinn takes things towards the middle. Going to take a step back outside. Ryan Quinn gives the dial on the left side.
And you can hear that Beeville student section and fans getting into it here. I would say we have about 75% of the seats filled for us.
So here's Ordway now. They give back to Dial on the left side. Dial making a move inside. Gets out to Hollenbeck. He rips a shot. That one's off the post again. Hollenbeck, 2 of his shots right off the post. Now still a fight for the ground ball. Lynch will be the one to get it eventually.
That was a heartbreaking shot by Ryan Hollenbeck. He's been red hot of late.
As Dial makes an attempt. Sliding save made by Razor. Still a fight to scoop it up. Cox slips it out to Lynch.
Yeah, that was a great save by Razor. He's had a few shots. He's had a few shots slip past him that were close, but he needs to stay sharp in this second quarter. As Baldwinsville slowing down the tempo a little bit.
As Dial gives to Doyle. 22, 23, and 33, really working things around outside. As Dial gives to Doyle. Doyle fires. That one's blocked by a pole and scooped up by Razor off on X. Here comes Razor way away from the crease. He gives up to Plumley.
Wonder if we could see Plumley score a goal.
Now here is Corning and Nick Volpe working on X. Volpe trying to make something happen. He gives to Gigliotti. Gigliotti guarded by Macknick way out there. Not letting anything through. Gigliotti getting something inside, but Macknick is there. He rips a shot, and that one's on the outside, landing in the net, but outside of the goal.
That looked like it went in. Oh, my goodness. That was heartbreaking.
Quick pass up to Penafeather Stevenson. He gives to Lynch. Lynch looks like he had a wide open space, but take things back out. Ball poked loose from behind, and it will be scooped up there by Cale Lilico. And another timeout by Corning leaves both sides with no timeouts left in this first half. We got 6:30 left to go. Bevo leading 4-1. Just one goal from either side this quarter. And that was pretty quickly. We've got about 3 minutes without a goal. As Corning's really struggling to work something on offense. As we've seen, their offensive possessions are very short and don't end in even a shot sometimes, as Bevo is really drawing out the length of their possessions, then working things in and eventually getting the goal. They've got about 4 goals. Valencia has shot the ball about 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, so here's the thing. When you play Baldwinsville, you don't always get a shot on goal in every possession like Baldwinsville has been getting on Corning painted post. This Baldwinsville defense has been stiff. And you can see they're not letting any shots go through by Corning painted post. Their possessions, I've seen some possessions that maybe lasted 1 pass and then a takeaway by the Bees. And then on Baldwinsville, they're having these prolonged possessions that'll sometimes end in a long stick stopping it. But you're really seeing Baldwinsville having most of the time of possession here.
Yeah, Bevo really controlling their possession of the ball, and it will be Corning will have possession out of the timeout. Hopefully Chris Hogue and the rest of the Hawks drew something up in that possession, in that huddle, to really get something going, as they could use a goal here. They've gone scoreless since how long, Johnny? I know you got it written down here.
No, neither team has scored since 9 minutes and 53 seconds.
Corning has not scored since 7:58 left to go in the first quarter.
That's a long drought without goals.
Yeah, they've gone about 14 minutes scoreless, which against Beeville you cannot do.
If you want to beat Beeville, you got to score quick, in a hurry, and win the face-off. Their Corning painted post is doing neither.
As here is Razor. Razor gives up to Crane. Crane getting by one. That's Leo Johnson. He steps past. Take things back towards the midfield. Gives to Ethan Hart. Here is Hart taking things slow against Pennant by the receivers and fires a pass way up top to Grimaldi, but that pass is too long. Trying to scoop it up there was Ian Marsh, but it sails out of bounds and will be B's ball once again. Not what you want to do out of a timeout.
No, not at all. Just like I was talking about in the timeout, Beeville is beating them on defense, and Beeville is beating them because they deflected that pass. They are stopping these Corning painted post possessions, and they're only maybe 10, 15 seconds.
As there's Doyle, quick pass to Quinn, a little too long, sails out of bounds. Back to the possession of Corning.
You could see Beeville there was going a little bit too fast, and they missed that pass. Had they slowed it down, I think they could have gotten some more passing going and potentially a shot, but just way too fast there.
Now Razor coming way out of net to get this ball up. Razor, that pass a little too high for Grimaldi. Ball's sailing towards the sideline. It looks like Gigliotti was almost checked by one of his own players. So it's back to Beeville. Macknick gives over. This is Otts. Pass to Johnson was tipped off by a Hawk. That was Dom DiNardo, but it will be B's ball still. Johnson gives to Doyle. Now here's Ordway.
Beeville slowing down that tempo. They definitely saw that they went way too fast that last possession.
Here's Quinn on X. Quinn working, gives things to Lynch. They are way outside. Entire rotation that their offense usually works through.
Baldwinsville definitely controlling this pace. You can see, compared time of possession, these Baldwinsville possessions last a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and compared to Corning painted post.
Quinn gives to Johnson for the easy sidearm shot. Bees now leading 5-1, 4:22 to go. Quinn to Johnson for that goal. The thing with Beeville's goals today, Johnny, sorry to cut you off, is none of them are really unassisted. I only think one of them was unassisted, and it was Lynch going on his own. But Beeville really working together here to extend this lead. They now have the 4-goal lead over the Hawks, and it will be Chiz and Neely once again for the face-off. Hawks need a face-off win here. If you're not, which is hard to do against Chiz, but they can get a face-off win and just get something going, because it's hard to get goals on the board when you're just going against, as they finally would call that a win there. Chiz called for the false start. But it's hard to get things going when you got to play defense and then move and transition the ball onto the offensive end.
Yeah, that's how Beeville beats you. They win the faceoff, they control offense, and they really don't give you time for possession. That's their formula for success. That's why they're number 5 in New York State.
As here is Grimaldi, guarded by Doyle.
And now that ranking isn't just number 5 in Class A in New York State. They're number 5 in the entire state of New York.
Still a fight for the ball here. Multiple flags thrown by the officials. Forced way out of bounds is Volpe. The whistle will be blown dead. I'm guessing at least 1 or 2 Bs will be on the sideline here.
Yeah, definitely. 2 flags. That was physical play by Baldwinsville.
Yeah, we'll be on Penn and Feather Stevenson, 1 minute for slashing.
2 slashes for 1 minute. I think that was the right call by the officials.
So they're going to bring in Marinelli, another long stick midfielder or defender.
But that's tough for Baldwinsville, being 2 men down for a minute.
I want to say it's only 1.
Oh, it is? I thought it was 2.
Should just be 1.
Yeah, it looks like Penfeather Stevenson.
Here's Corning working around the horn here. It's Hart. Hart gives back to Neely. Back up the top is Hart. Hart rips a deep shot. That one was saved. Looks like a bounce off the net. Official's going to talk things over. Looks like a bounce off the back of the net a little too hard, so it shot back out. Talking things over here.
Yeah, great job by the goalie for Baldwinsville by Nick Carey to get that and regroup. I could see him trying to find where that ball was. Very smart goalie play right there. No goal.
They're going to call it no goal, but it will be Corning to keep the possession. It will be Grimaldi to start things off.
Corning painted post. You could see the excitement from the sideline. They thought they had a goal, but the ref said no. That was a close play, but that was the right call by the officials. Corning painted post, trying to get something to go. Rips a shot, just past it. It will be Baldwinsville ball. Fans very excited about that.
Here's Macknick, sends a deep pass up. That one will be caught by McClintock.
And
looks like we'll be a timeout. Bees talk things over before the final 3 minutes. If you got one left, might as well use it. They got 2:59 to go. They're leading 5-1. The Bees are playing pretty solid. They're not lighting up the scoreboard like we have seen them do in games past, but they are keeping control of the game, playing the way they want to play, and that's been a good way to maybe move on to the Final Four at SUNY Cortland on Wednesday.
Yeah, this has been a physical battle that Beeville has been winning. They've been hot this second quarter. Yes, only 2 goals, but those goals have been spectacular. Now, I spoke to Corning Painted Post head coach Chris Hogue about how he feels coming into this West Regional, and he said he's feeling confident and excited to be here, and he said that Beeville is a team that you want to play in this time of year. That's a challenge, and I asked Matt Wilcox how he feels about this team, and he says he's very excited and very proud of this team, and they work extremely hard. These are 2 coaches. These are 2 great coaches, and they both respect each other. They both said that either team, respectively, is very well coached. Matt Wilcox has done a spectacular job with this Baldwinsville program. He's one of the nicest, humblest head coaches I've spoken to this year.
Yeah, I spoke with Wilcox, I want to say once last year. I haven't gotten a chance to speak with him this year.
No matter what I ask him, I asked him in the sectional semifinals, I'm like, how are you feeling coming into sectionals? And every time he says how proud he is of this Bees team. And he always says he's very proud of them and how hard they work. That's a humble coach.
Now out of the timeout, here are the Bees. Here's Lynch. Lynch coming around X. Looking for Hollenbeck inside. A pass deflected off. McClintock trying to get this scoop up. Hits it back onto the attack. Right to Ordway. Now Ordway moving back into the attack. We got 2:15 left. Back is Doyle. Give back to Dial. Now Ordway into Lynch. Lynch rips a shot. That one's way off to the right. Out of bounds, but a flag is thrown. Sounds like it will be a cross check on Corning.
Yep, it is a 1 minute. Number 4, Aiden Crane, the junior, long stick for cross-checking.
Bees are now man up for this last minute for one of the last 2 minutes. Give to Lynch. Inside looking for Hollenbeck. Ball poked away.
Hollenbeck had 8 goals.
And scooped up by Corning. That's huge for them, as you don't really want to be a man down on defense. It doesn't help to be one down on offense either, but I'd much rather be on the offensive side when you are down 1.
Yeah, definitely. Corning painted post this next minute. They have their work cut out for them.
Here's Hart taking things back out. About 20 seconds left before Crane can come back on the field. Here's Neely, Trey Neely. Trey Neely dodges one, sends Dial to the deck. Neely inside, gives on X. Ball eventually will be scooped up by Gigliotti. Give it back to Hart.
Hart has yet to score. The only goal for Corning painted post was by Chris Grimaldi. Ethan Hart is committed to Boston University and has 52 goals this year and 12 assists. I'm surprised he's scoreless so far. Great job by Baldwinsville to stop.
Grimaldi first out. They've got 40 seconds left. Here's Hart. First way out by Pennafeather Stevenson, the Richmond commit. Wilcox looking for a man on next. That ball goes out of bounds. Going to call a B for unnecessary roughness. And it will be Ordway. He's got 1 minute, so he's out.
He's out for the rest of the half.
And I think he's out for the first 32 seconds as well of the second half, obviously. As it will be Trey Neely to start way deep in the corner. Gives over to his brother, Luca Neely, I assume. Now to Ethan Hart. They've got 20 seconds to work here. Ben Wilcox now has it. Gives to Gigliotti. Now Wilcox. Wilcox forced out by Macknick. Gives to Trey Neely. They've got 2 seconds. He's got to shoot. He doesn't know. He can't see the clock, and that's going to zero it out. But Corning not taking a shot in those last 20 seconds as they trail 5-1 scoreless in that quarter. Bees scoring 2. Overall, a really low-scoring game so far today, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm very surprised with the score. 5-1 at half. This is low scoring for a lot of lacrosse games that we've seen. We've both done a lot of lacrosse games this year, and this is one of the lower scoring ones that I've seen. But great job. It's been a physical battle. Baldwinsville, momentum is definitely on their side, and Corning painted post, they have their work cut out for them in this second half to climb back and try to defeat this Baldwinsville defense. But Baldwinsville, just play the way you have, step it up on offense, try to get more shots. That's pretty much all either team needs to do to win.
Yeah, the Bees defense really shining today, not only letting one goal through 24 minutes of play, as there's nothing you can complain if you're Matt Wilcox about your defense. Maybe get the offense moving a little bit more, but the offenses look solid. Just Corning's defense crashes and makes things difficult to get easy shots inside, which Bevo likes to shoot.
Yeah, Beeville likes to shoot. They love to get those shots on goal. That's why they average 13.2 goals a game. That's why they have 224 goals this season. They like to run up the scoreboard on you.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to take us to halftime, as in about 9 minutes, we'll be back here live on the North Star Network for the second half of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Class A Boys Lacrosse West Regional between the Section 3 Bees and the Section 4 Hawks. And we are back here live on the North Star Network for the second half of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Class A Boys Lacrosse West Regional between what I'd say the visiting Section 4 Corning Painted Post Hawks and the home Section 3 Baldwinsville Bees.
It's been a tough battle, Owen. Like we've said, it's a physical game, and I really think that the reason why Baldwinsville is winning, their defense has been the star of the show. They've only scored 5 goals, and that's very rare for this Baldwinsville team as Corning Painted Post has the ball.
Here's Corning working things around.
It's a beautiful day here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium.
Here is Wilcox. Gives to Grimaldi. Back into the stick of Wilcox.
Corning Painted Post needs to get a shot on goal. That needs to be how they end every possession.
Grimaldi's going to rip one. That's blocked by the feet of Nicholas Carey.
That was a great shot by Chris Grimaldi. Grimaldi has the only goal of the game for the Hawks, so that was definitely a great shot, trying to get Corning Painted Post back in this game.
Here's Carson Dial, gives to Colin Doyle. They give inside to Hollenbeck. He's ripping a shot. Ryan Hollenbeck already.
There it is.
Just less than a minute in. Ryan Hollenbeck finally getting on the scoreboard for today. And it looks like at the Fairport and Clarence game, Fairport looks like they will be the victor. They are up 9-1 right now. Looks like it might be a Section 5, Section 3 matchup at SUNY Cortland on Wednesday, June 8th at 4 p.m.
That was a great shot by Hollenbeck. I was saying all during that first half, Owen, I said, where is Ryan Hollenbeck? He had some heartbreaking shots blocked by the post. They were over the net, and beautiful shot finally on the board for Hollenbeck. 44th goal. That is his 15th goal in his last 3 games. This man is on fire.
It will be Garrett Sutton going against Jake Chiz for this faceoff. Chiz scoops one into the air and gets it back into the stick, but still a fight for it. Looks like it might be eventually won by Plumley, but there's still a fight for it. Ball is sailing out of bounds. Will go out of bounds into the possession of the Hawks. So now Corning might get an opportunity here to get something going on the offensive end once again, like we saw. They had the good-looking shot, but it was saved by Carey. And then they move up. Here's DiNardo. DiNardo loses his footing. Still on the ground. Dill pokes it loose into the stick of Ryan Quinn. As Quinn passes the Dial. He's now on the floor. There's still a fight for the ball. No one really truly has possession.
This has been
Whistle will be blown, and it actually looks like it might blow Beeville offside either or out of bounds. Was back in the possession of the Hawks.
That was definitely right in front of that Corning Painted Post sideline. That is where most of the physicality has been this afternoon. And it looks like
Corning's going to call a quick timeout early here, just 1:47 into the second half. As Corning, they really want to talk things over as they gave up a goal quick, and now they need something to go as they trail 6-1 in what's most likely to be their last game of the year unless they can get something going and come back on the Bees.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised that Corning Painted Post called a timeout there only just over a minute into the second half that they called a timeout. They've had some momentum, but I'm very questionable timeout call because you're going to need to come back in this game, and you need to use those timeouts.
Yeah, Corning, they need to get something going on the offensive end because nothing is really working for them so far. The last time they scored was 8 minutes left in the first quarter. They went scoreless in the second quarter, and then they're obviously still scoreless in this one. They got to get something going on the offensive end. But Beeville's defense has been the star of the show today.
Yeah, and they've really stopped All-American Ethan Hart for Corning Painted Post. He's really one of their key players, him and Chris Grimaldi. Grimaldi has pretty much gotten all the shots and nothing from Ethan Hart.
Looks like both sides are back on the field after the Hawks timeout. Corning's got to work through and dig deep and get inside as the outside shots are not working, but they're struggling to get inside as, in general, they can't get inside that Beeville defense. As here is Ben Wilcox to open things up. Wilcox making a move inside. Passes over. Gigliotti gives it Grimaldi. Grimaldi spins to his left hand, gives it back. It's now Dom DiNardo. No, it's Ethan Hart. Hart spinning around, going to rip a sidearm shot. And that one was saved by Nick Carey once again.
Oh,
as he is,
beautiful
the Bees
save.
defense, as I've already said, they've been absolutely stellar today. As Mackinac gives in to Leo Johnson. John's got a one-on-one with the goalie. That one's blocked off the stick of Razor, out of bounds. They're going to say Hollenbeck was the one there. Going to stick with Beeville.
That was a great one-on-one with Leo Johnson. Almost got the goalie, almost got Eric Razor.
Hollenbeck does a quick scoop pass to Doyle. Now to Dial. Now Quinn. Back to Dial. Ordway now to Lynch on X. Give us a Dial, rips a deep shot. That one's blocked off the ground into the stick of Eric Razor.
That was a great shot, but an even better save by Eric Razor right into his stick.
Ball struggling to be scooped up. Eventually will be in the stick of Ian Marsh. That ball's poked loose. Here's Keegan Lynch with it now. Lynch going to take things around X. Gives inside. Wide open. Penfeather Stevenson misses off to the left. Off the back line is Ryan Quinn to keep it with Beeville.
Almost a beautiful shot by him.
Here's Quinn on X. Lynch outside now, guarded way deep by Plumley. Gonna go left side now is Ordway. Back at the top, Dial. Get inside to Ordway. He rips one that's way off to the right. Off that back line, Lynch will be there to keep it with the Bees once again.
Beeville's definitely gotten some shots on goal. They're winning. They're winning this shots on goal battle by a lot over these Corning Painted Post Hawks.
Yeah, Corning's just taking too long to shoot, and then once they do shoot, it's saved by Carrier off the backside or just blocked away, and Beeville gets the possession right back. It's Corning struggling deeply in this game. Here's the give to Ordway. He rips a shot. That one's blocked off. It looks like the back end of a player. It's going to go out of bounds, but Lynch was there in the foot race to keep it with Beeville once again.
The wind is definitely starting to blow here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium.
And here's Lynch. Lynch coming around. Takes things back. Gives it to Quinn. Ryan Quinn forced way out here by Plumley. Quinn gets a step around. Now gives to Hollenbeck. Passes to Ordway. He gives back. Hollenbeck dishes to Dial. Inside to Lynch. This is Ordway. And go work around back to the right side. Here is Dial.
Now this is how Baldwinsville wins that time of possession battle. They just keep slowing down their offense, passing it
Quinn
around.
to Doyle. That shot is ripped right into the stick of Eric Razor. Another save for him on the day. Now Corning's got to work things the other way. Moving up onto the attack. Here's Ethan Hart. Hart to rip a shot right by Nick Carey. And Ethan Hart gets the shot in goal, and it will be confirmed. The goal goes to Ethan Hart unassisted from way downtown. Corning moving things back in here. They now trail 6-2. 6:18 left to go, and there were flags on the play as well.
Great shot by Ethan Hart, finally in the game. That was one of his first shots, and looks like the flag is on Baldwinsville.
And another penalty on Penafeather Stevenson. That's 1 minute for cross-checking this time.
Now, about that Corning Painted Post goal, that is exactly how Corning Painted Post needs to play this last 6:18 of the third quarter. Their passing was spot on, but great job by Ethan Hart to get it unassisted. Just how you want it there.
Now it will be Neely and Chiz once again for this face-off. Chiz fighting for it and scoops it into his stick as he's got on the go now. Chiz, quick bounce passes to Lynch. He gets it to him. Now here is Lynch. Passes in to Marinelli, back to Lynch. Marinelli's got to run back off so they can get someone in the front lines. Give to Quinn. Quinn rips one right over the shoulder of Razor. Lynch to Quinn for that goal. Beeville gets their lead right back to 5.
That is Quinn's first goal of the game, but that is not his. He has 2 assists so far. Great job by him. That's his 3rd point of the day, but an even better goal there. Great passing by Baldwinsville. Just how you wanted to draw it up for Matt Wilcox.
That will be Chiz, and I'm assuming they're going to throw Neely in there. Looks like we have another new face for this face-off.
Dylan Kennedy.
Dylan Kennedy.
Oh, you got a long stick in there in the face-off.
Saw CNS do that too. Obviously, Liverpool did it as well against Chiz. When you're losing against someone in a face-off, you're going to do as much as you can to change things up and get something going.
Yeah, we saw for the North Stars, Josh Kubala won it a few times.
And Nick Ludwig actually got a face-off win against Chiz as well.
That's an accomplishment for anyone to beat Jacob Chiz, the All-American. And Baldwinsville timeout.
And the Bees are going to talk things over here. Maybe almost say change their pace of play they might do. As they lead by 5, they've got 17 minutes and 34 seconds, so they are the West Regional Champions in Class A Boys Lacrosse in New York State.
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment for Baldwinsville. Now, I asked Baldwinsville head coach Matt Wilcox how he felt about being one of the top teams in the state in Class A, and he said we take it one game at a time and we don't look at that. He said they look at getting better every single day, and they're wanting to play their best lacrosse in playoffs, and I say they have so far. But for Beeville, they've really been the team. They're the team to beat in Class A, and they have been so stiff on defense. Now, when Corning Painted Post scored that goal with 6:18 left to go in the third quarter, the momentum was on their side. Their All-Americans scored it. They were very excited about that. And then Baldwinsville scores a goal less than 30 seconds later. They snatched that momentum away very fast, and that is very much how this game has gone.
It's almost unfortunate for Beeville that last year there were no regional and state playoffs, as that team, in my opinion, is better than the team we see this year, but this team's already very strong. I think last year Beeville was better than they are this year, and that would have been, I'd almost say, their year to win, but they're proven solid right now. Not going to say it just yet, but they could be moving on to SUNY Cortland next Wednesday. And now, out of the timeout, it's like, can't really tell where they're starting. It looks like it'll be with Lynch around the 30-yard line. As here is Lynch. Takes things back towards the 50. Lynch being double-teamed here, but gets by both.
Wow,
he's going to move
fast.
things back around, as it looks like Beeville's not going to be so aggressive. They want to burn a lot of clock. As Doyle gets by one. Colin Doyle one-on-one. Gives back over to Ordway. Ordway rips one over the ground. And right by the ankles of Eric Razor.
Wow.
As Ordway from Doyle for that goal. As Beeville starting to open this game up. They now lead 8-2.
Change of pace was right. Baldwinsville turned on the gas there.
Great goal and great shot there from Ordway.
That is the fourth assist in this game by Keegan Lynch. He's been so stellar today on offense for the Baldwinsville Bees.
Chiz and Neely once again for the faceoff. And Chiz wins that one with ease. I want to say only one loss from him today.
Yeah, he's been stellar in the face-off circle today. As always for Jacob Chiz.
Here is Carson Dial. They give to Johnson.
Definitely slower pace than we saw last time. That's how Beeville has controlled the pace all day. One of my keys to the game for Corning Painted Post was to control the pace, and that's really gone to Baldwinsville because Baldwinsville controls the tempo. They hurried it up last time, and now they're slowing it down. That change of pace is really what's confusing these Hawks here.
Johnson gives to Lynch. Back out to Johnson. Inside. Cox lose control of that ball, and taken away this one will be Ethan Hart. As here comes the Hart. He's going to rip a shot. That one's way off the backside. Will be with Beeville.
That was a great job by Ethan Hart to try to get something going. That sailed way over the net. Definitely not how I wanted it to go. And Baldwinsville gets the ball again. It's their long stick, number 14. Tucker Macknick takes it down the field. Loose ball right in front of the goal, but scooped up by number 4, Aiden Crane for the Hawks.
Here comes Corning. Hart's going to give to Trey Neely. Neely takes a couple steps back. He's going to try and go now. Trey Neely. It's now Grimaldi on X. Gives to Gigliotti. Gigliotti guarded tightly by Mack. Here comes a double team. He's going to give back to Grimaldi.
Grimaldi's looked good today.
Grimaldi tries to swoop one. That one's off the backside. But Gigliotti was there. It's going to stick with the Bees. Or the Hawks, excuse me. Here's Gigliotti. Gives to Trey Neely. Falls to his feet. As Trey Ordway pokes that ball loose. Now Trey Ordway's moving through the midfield. Ordway dishes over to Lynch.
Lynch slowing down the pace here for the Bees.
We got 2:20 left to go in this third quarter. Doyle gives over to Dial. He dishes to Quinn. It's now Lynch on X. Lynch gives to Dial. He rips one over the ground. Once again, right by the ankles of Eric Razor, Carson Dial extends the lead to 9-2 Bees.
That is Dial's second goal of the game. Great shot by him. Baldwinsville up by 7 now. Another assist for Keegan Lynch. That is his 5th assist of the game so far.
Chiz and Dylan Kennedy in there for the face-off.
Keegan Lynch coming into this game had 50 assists. He now has 55 assists. That is a crazy number to see in high school.
So here's Pennefeather Stevenson moving on to the attack. He's going to go all one-on-one, and Pennefeather Stevenson gets another goal to add to his statistics this season. He's got 9 goals now on the season. The long pole coming right up after the face-off win from the Bees. And there's some celebrations on the sideline from the Bees as well. They're really opening the game up in this third quarter.
Here comes the Baldwinsville Bees. This offense, magnificent. I have to say, great sideline celebration by Baldwinsville. We saw that. I saw that when they played Syracuse City in the sectional semifinals. That's really what adds to the win for them. But that was an amazing goal by Pennefeather Stevenson. And if I'm not mistaken, that was unassisted.
Yeah, he basically took it one-on-one all by himself, as Chiz eventually will get that one to Dial for another face-off win to add to the Bees today.
Always nice to see a long stick get a goal.
Penfeather Stevenson still up on the attack, looking to step off. They're going to move up Anthony Menacheli. Here's the give to Hollenbeck. It's now Lynch on X. Gives to Quinn, back to Lynch. Bees really working things around here. Lynch gives, Dial's going to fake it. He's going to give back. It's now Quinn on X. It's now Dial. Give back to Quinn. Here's Doyle. And a feed to Hollenbeck. He's going to go opposite way. Ryan Quinn gives back to Keegan Lynch now, setting himself on X. They were looking for Menacheli inside, but that one was taken away by Aiden Crane.
That was a great takeaway by Crane there.
Crane's pass unsuccessful, but that eventually gets to Luke Plumley.
There's a flag.
That shot is ripped, but blocked away by Nicholas Carey. They're going to blow the ball dead and address the flag that's on the field. It's going to be Bees 1 minute for slashing.
That's the second slash we've seen today. Oh, interference.
Going to give Dial, 30 seconds interference for Carson Dial.
Only 30 seconds, though, so he'll miss the remainder of this third quarter and the first 10 seconds of the fourth and final quarter.
Will be Trey Neely to open things up. They've got 15 seconds to work with. It's Ethan Hart. Gives to Ben Wilcox. They've got 10. Here's DiNardo.
Corning painted post needs to get a shot off here.
Back to Wilcox. Ethan Hart. He's got 2 seconds. Gives to Wilcox. They're just not going to shoot. Corning, that's twice, 2 quarters in a row. They completely lost track of time on the last possession and didn't shoot anything at Carey, not even an attempt to try and get this game a little closer. They're trailing 10-2 at home. And, John, you said your score prediction was 10-3. Do the Bees go scoreless in a quarter?
No, I don't think so. They've matched in 1 quarter. They've matched their score in 2 quarters. They're hot. They look unstoppable right now. I'm going to say 13-3 because I think Corning painted post. Ethan Hart's going to get something else in, but I think it's going to be 13-3. That's my prediction. I'm not usually spot on. I've made a lot of score predictions this spring. I've never been spot on in the many games I've done this spring. I've been close, but never spot on. But Beeville looks unstoppable this quarter. Really the key player. I mean, there's so many. This quarter, Hollenbeck, Quinn, Ordway, Dial, and Penfeather Stevenson have scored. All 5 goals this quarter were by 5 different Baldwinsville players. But 3 of those goals have been assisted by Keegan Lynch. Keegan Lynch has really been the key player with these Baldwinsville goals. I think if Baldwinsville wants to stay successful in this fourth quarter and keep running up the score on these Hawks, Keegan Lynch needs to be hot and stay hot.
Yeah, Lynch has been the most vital point of the offense today for the Bees. Looks like everything really runs through him before anyone else.
Yeah, that's how this offense runs. But when you have an All-American on your team, that's who you run your offense through.
As the Bees have 12 more minutes till they are the regional champion to move on to the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Final Four for Class A boys lacrosse.
And I think you said Fairport, or it's between the winner of Fairport and Clarence. They're playing at Williamsville East High School.
Last I checked, Fairport was running the floor with them. I can try and get another quick check on that.
That should be a fun game in the state semifinals. Great save by Carey, another one. As Baldwinsville trying to get the ball out.
Here's Carey. Sends one way up. That is caught by, can't check over there.
Looks like it's not Caden Cox.
Looks like it was Patrick Otts.
Pat Otts, yep.
Gives to Quinn. Beeville slowing things down a bit here. It's Hollenbeck on X now. It's back out to Quinn. It's now Ordway. Here's Ryan Quinn. Sends it over to Keegan Lynch on X.
Could we see another Keegan Lynch assist?
Lynch forced out a bit here. Gets a pass inside. Doyle's not going to fire. Gives to Hollenbeck. Now Ordway. Lynch. Doyle fires one just blocked away by Razor.
Good save by
and now
Razor.
Corning's going to move the other way. Moving up for Corning. It's A.J. Thomas.
Trying to get something going behind that net. Great double team by Baldwinsville.
Yeah, Fairport leads Clarence 14-2 at the start of the fourth quarter. So it looks like we do know our regional matchup for Wednesday. It will be Fairport of Section 5 and the Bees of Section 3.
That should be a fun matchup.
Stevenson gets it over to Johnson. Gets Ryan Quinn right in front of the net. Ryan Quinn, little lob pass right into the corner of the goal. Ryan Quinn gives this Bees game now 11-2.
That's his second goal of the game.
The Bees have really opened things up here in today's contest.
Yeah, that's a great job by Baldwinsville. This has been such a... And Leo Johnson gets the assist. That's his first of the game.
As Neely and Chiz going at it. Chiz comes away with that one with ease. He gets it up there. Looks like this is Hollenbeck. It's now a Dial. Here's Lynch.
Oh, that was a great... Oh. Just misfired that pass to Caden Cox.
This is now Plumley with it.
It's number 8.
Ryan Weed has it for the Hawks. Ethan Hart rotating in. They get the possession towards him. Here's Ethan Hart. This is Ryan Weed going against Dial. Dishes to Trey Neely. Gives now to Hart. Here's Ryan Weed. Guarded by Caden Cox. Takes a step back. Going down hard left side downhill. And then swing to X. Now Grimaldi. Grimaldi forced out. Great job from the Bees defense there with looks like McClintock and Pennefeather Stevenson. But Grimaldi gets in and blocked away by Nicholas Carey. Great stand from the Bees defense there after a long possession. Now here's Marinelli moving through the midfield. Marinelli gives to Doyle. Doyle spins back to his right hand. Moves inside. Doyle, a little slide pass to Lynch. Didn't realize Menacheli was behind him.
Keegan Lynch slowing the offense down. He's really the point guard of this Baldwinsville squad.
They give to Doyle. Here's Leo Johnson. Back to Lynch. Here's Hollenbeck. Lynch to Johnson. Back to Lynch. Back to Johnson. Opposite side to Doyle, but sends it right back to the top.
Johnson has 2 points today in this game, as a goal and an assist.
Give to Lynch inside to Dial. That one's fired way off the top. Off the back line. Hollenbeck and Quinn both there.
Dial was looking for a hat trick. His third goal of the game.
Here's Quinn on X coming around. Looking for Johnson. That pass tipped away off the outside sideline, but will be Bevo ball. Johnson to start things off. They got about 6 minutes left to go. Here is Doyle.
Doyle's had a pretty good game so far. He also has 2 points.
I didn't see who got that one. Looked like it might have been Anthony Menacheli.
I think it was him or Ryan Quinn.
Couldn't catch that if it was 1 or 24.
That's a hat trick for Ryan Quinn.
Johnson to Quinn for that goal. Beagle now leads 12-2. If I'm not mistaken, after this face-off, unless it's a timeout, it will be running clock for the last 5:44 unless Corning gets something in.
Oh, and both goals this quarter have been by Quinn, assisted by Leo Johnson. Great teamwork between Ryan Quinn and Leo Johnson. Both of
As Chiz wins that one, and it'll eventually be caught by Carson Dial. They get over to Penafeather Stevenson. As here's Hollenbeck.
great ball movement by Baldwinsville this quarter.
So now Lent, they got 5 minutes to go. Hollenbeck back to Lynch. Gives to Ryan Quinn, or no! Trey Ordway ripping one in as now Beeville leads 13-2. Trey Ordway just ripping one right by the keeper. This game, if it wasn't already over before, it is almost certainly over now.
Yet another assist by Keegan Lynch. That's his 6th assist of the game. That was a beautiful shot by Trey Ordway to get his second goal of the season. Second goal of the game, excuse me. That is 33 goals for him on the season. And for Keegan Lynch, he came into this game with 50 assists. Now he has 56 assists on the season.
Chiz against Sydney Webster for this face-off, and Chiz will come away with it and move things into the Bees' possession. Ball on the ground, he'll scoop it back up and go right inside the Penafeather. Stevenson gets by one. Ball poked away from behind, scooped up by Ryan Quinn on X. Gives to Lynch. .425 left to go. Keegan Lynch really slowing the pace down here. Johnson to Ordway. Back to Ordway. The give is back to Ryan Quinn now. Lynch at the top. Guarded by Grimaldi. Gives over to Leo Johnson.
Oh.
As Quinn's hit to the deck, flag will be thrown. Dylan Kennedy laying him out there. This looks like Kennedy might be taking a 30-second, 1-minute sit on the sideline here for a technical push. Should be 1 minute or 30. Forget if it's 30 seconds or a minute on Kennedy. 30 seconds for Dylan Kennedy.
Yep, a technical 30-second push.
So he's got come back in at 3:01.
Now Baldwinsville has been great, but we gotta give a shout out to Corning Painted Post. They had a very tough task ahead of them this afternoon. They contended with them for a little bit. They were physical. They matched with their physical energy, but a great season by the Corning Painted Post Hawks, finishing at 14-4, and this year they won their third straight, Section 4 championship. So a great season by those boys on the Corning Painted Post Hawks lacrosse team.
Now the Bees working things around the horn. I doubt we see another shot unless they have a wide open opportunity. Here's the pass to Quinn. That one's taken away by Plumley. Is now Corning might try and get something on the board here. Johnny, you said 13-3.
I don't know.
There's a chance for it here.
Could it be right?
As here is Grimaldi. Pass to Trey Neely. Gives Trey Neely still working things around here. Guarded tightly. It's now Grimaldi. Spinning around, guarded tightly by Ott and Penafeather Stevenson. Grimaldi has it, 1:50 left to go.
Oh.
He rips one way over the top, but off the back line. Looks like Volpe was there, so it's going to stay with the Hawks.
Had that been a little bit higher, it would have gone through the goalpost. That was a crazy shot.
Volpe gives to Neely. Neely trying to spin around. Still a fight for it. Looks like he'll eventually be scooped up by Braden Penafeather Stevenson. Here comes that Bees offense. 1:25 to go. Penafeather Stevenson rips one. That's off the ground and over the net. Off the back line. But it looks like Reese Gilmore was the one there to recuperate that one. The Bees rotating some of that second unit in. Including junior Nick Foster. Looks like he's back there at the midfield. They give to Reese Gilmore. Doesn't go. Guype trying to scoop it up. We got 40 seconds. Keeper is out. Razor fighting with Guype. Looks like the ball's going to be out of bounds. Sticking, go back to Corning. We got 39.9 seconds left.
That's a tough
of
goalie.
their 2022 spring season. The feed is up to Ian Marsh.
And don't forget, coming up next right here on the North Star Network, the Vestal Golden Bears take on the West Genesee Wildcats. That game starts at 3 o'clock. The Class B West Regional coming up right here on the North Star Network with Owen and I.
So a physical fight for this one. Officials are going to get in there and break things up. He's got 18 seconds left of this regional game.
Special thank you to our cameraman, Hunter Bashuska, as always. Doesn't look like there'll be a flag or a penalty on that play for either team.
As it will be the Bees opening up. Anthony Menachelli has it. Gets across midfield. He's got 9 seconds. Official throws a flag.
And someone gets
That
absolutely
ball's hit away.
rocked.
Ryan Weed coming up. Ryan Weed has it.
Oh, they're holding Baldwinsville because they stopped the clock with 0.2 of a second left to go.
And they're going to call this game over, I'd assume, but
I'm very proud that I was very close to the score prediction. 13-2. I was close. That's the closest I've been all season. Thank you.
these players got to get back on the sideline for these final Corning Hawk okay, with 1 minute for slashing with 0.2 seconds left on the clock. Will be Beeville ball though. End off. Winning the region today. Beeville is your New York State Public High School Athletic Association Class A Boys Lacrosse West Regional Champion. They will take on Fairport next Wednesday at 4 p.m. at SUNY Cortland. Section 3 versus Section 5. Who is better, Central Syracuse area or Rochester when it comes to lacrosse? We'll find out for Class A Wednesday, June 8th, 4 p.m. at SUNY Cortland.
That was a great wire-to-wire win by Baldwinsville. They stayed tough the entire game. They only scored 5 goals in the first half, and then they went out here and scored a solid 8 goals in the second half. That was a beautiful game by Baldwinsville, but nice job by Corning Painted Post to hang in there, stay tough. They never gave up. There was no quit in them, but a great job by Baldwinsville. I'm going to say they have a pretty good shot of making it to the state championships at Hofstra University, Owen. It was a great game.
Yeah, it was a great game by the Bees overall. Defense really stood out to me today. They only got up 2 goals to a Corning team that's almost red hot this year. As now Beeville moves on, like I've already said, next Wednesday at SUNY Cortland, take on Fairport, who rolled through their game as well against Clarence. So this will be a tough matchup for the Bees to take on. It'll be an interesting one, to say the least.
Yeah, that should be a fun one. Fairport has been rolling Clarence, like you said, in this game. And Baldwinsville I wouldn't say rolled necessarily, took care of business with Corning Painted Post. That should be a fun one. I think we thought today was going to be a barn burner. That one, grab your popcorn, it's going to be a barn burner between Baldwinsville and Fairport.
Yeah, and to close things off, Hunter Brashushka, thank you for doing camera today. Shout out to our PA announcer, Daryl White, spotter and scoreboard operator, Chris Pilata, facility manager, Joe Howell, athletic director, Tim Benarski, and thank you, Johnny Lees, for joining me for game 1 of today. We'll be right back at 3 p.m. My name is Owen O'Keefe. Tune back in for the Class B championship between Vestal of Section 4 and the West Genesee Wildcats of Section 3.